Hey everyone, Trevor with HustlePaintball.com, and I have a video for you on the BT TM-15. This is a relatively new marker from BT that's on the higher end scale for milsim. It's got invert mini technology on the inside, and it just looks great. So let's take the camera in a little closer, and I'll show you a little bit more on the details of this guy. This is the TM-15 up close. First thing I want to point out is this nice 6-point adjustable stock that's really nice and sturdy. It's got this knurled back for good friction to keep you in place. You do adjust with this lever back here. There is no bottom line hose. It comes straight up through the grip frame, and right here is your ASA with a regulator on it to make sure that you do have purely consistent shots. This magazine here is really nice. You'll notice that it comes out easily and you can open it up for storing of tools, and you'll see the battery right there. That's probably one of the coolest things about this marker, is changing the battery in and out is as simple as putting it in your magazine and snapping that magazine right in. You do have these tactical rails right here. You have a quad tactical rails on the shroud itself, and you have this nice long one up top. It comes with this nice barrel stock. You do have on the other side here, you can see a clamping feed neck, which is really nice for your hoppers. And you do have these flip up sights right here. So let's pull the bolt out the back and check out the internals a little bit. So before I open this up, I did forget to mention earlier that this does have anti-chop eyes, so you shouldn't be chopping any paint where the bolt actually goes through and chops the paint. You still may get barrel breaks, but the possibility of chopping the paint itself shouldn't happen, unless of course you turn off your eyes, and then all bets are off. So what I want to show you first is adjusting the velocity. You can just stick an Allen wrench in this portion here, and you do that, and you open this area up, and you can stick your Allen wrench in there, and then clockwise turns your velocity down, where anti-clockwise turns your velocity up. And I'm going to show you what this does by actually opening up this portion right here and taking out the bolt itself. So let's get started on doing that. Okay, so now I'm just going to take off this removable shell panel and show you the bolt. Fits in there pretty snugly, and then you just take off your stock there. This came with it. You want to make sure you don't lose this, as well as this is the portion that protects your velocity adjuster here. And remember, when I was adjusting the velocity, this is how I was doing it. You get your Allen wrench in there and you turn it clockwise and counterclockwise like that. You do want to remember that in adjusting your velocity, a little bit goes a long way. So you kind of want to adjust a little bit, take a shot, adjust a little bit, take a shot. You also never want to go above 200 psi. That's just not good for your gun overall. And now, in removing the bolt out of here, you want to take this Allen wrench here and remove this screw. This is what holds it all in place. And then you would turn this portion up, and then it comes right out like that. And this is your bolt guide assembly. And then you want to take a battle swab or something similar and put it in through the front of the gun, like so, to get the rest of your bolt out of there. And out comes the bolt with the main spring as well. In lubing this up, you want to make sure that you use lube, not oil. This is not a gun that you're able to use oil with. You want to use something like Dow 33 or Tex gun salve. Now, putting this back together, you can come up with a few issues. You just want to very carefully put everything back in. Make sure you pull that battle swab or whatever else you use to get it in there out. And there's a couple little details you really want to pay attention to. The bolt guide assembly, you can push it in all the way, but it's going to keep popping out. How I rotated it to get it out, you want to rotate it back in. And there's a little silver pin. You want to line up the hole like so and get that in there like that. And then once you have that all lined up and put back together correctly, you want to hold it in place and take that screw and put it back in the bolt assembly guide to lock it in place. I've zoomed in really closely here to show you the finer details of what you need to pay attention to when you are reassembling your TM-15. The bolt guide assembly does have a portion of it that sticks out right here with a small hole that needs to line up perfectly with this silver pin right here. If it does not, then the assembly is not going to sit flush with the pin and you will not be able to put in your bolt retention screw. So when it is lined up correctly, you will see that it snaps in a little bit right there, nice and flush. Now your bolt retention screw goes right here, and you need to make sure that you're very careful putting that in. You will find most times, because it goes in a little bit of an angle, when you first try to put it in, it's going to feel like it gets stuck. If it does not go in very easily and it gets stuck like that and you keep trying to force it, you're going to cross thread. That's something you do not want to do. If you begin to cross thread it, you're going to ruin those threads and you're going to have to spend some money replacing parts on your marker very early on in your ownership of it. So I'm just going to put this back together and we'll zoom out. So before I wrap this up, I do want to once again point out this selector switch. There are multiple different firing modes to choose from. You just want to take a look at your owner's manual and look over between them and what you can do. But this trigger, it is 4 points adjustable, so you can get it really dialed into what you want. And speaking of the trigger, let's actually take this outside and take it for a bit of a test run. So we're outside, we got it aired up. I want to show you how to turn it on. It's pretty simple, but I also want to show you how to turn it on with the eyes off so I can show you it's working correctly. To do that, you just want to hold the trigger down and then hold down this button right here until you see it change colors. And then switch from safety. It's really, really quiet. This is a really nice gun. So I'm just going to turn it back off, get the eyes on, put some paint in there, and show you how it fires. Alright, I got it painted up, and remember I said before, it's pretty quiet. I think it's going to be even quieter with paint in it. So I'm just going to take the safety off and take a couple shots at that cardboard over there. That's really, really sweet. So I just want to point out that the loudest thing about this gun is it actually hitting the target. So I'm just going to take a couple of shots off out into the grass over there so you can see that. Even for me, the loader itself happens to be even louder than the gun. So I can't resist. I'm going to take a couple more shots at the target over there. So we just took this outside for a test run, and we weren't doing any efficiency or accuracy tests. I just wanted to show you what it looked like in action. And I got to tell you, not only is this thing quiet, but it feels great out there too. It has proven invert mini technology on the inside, and it's loaded with features. Two of them being my favorites are the magazine, where the battery is really easy to change. You don't have to unscrew the grip and get in there and deal with a bunch of wires. You just pop it in the mag, pop the mag back inside the gun just like that, and you're good to go. Another one being that this trigger is completely adjustable. You got those 4 different adjustable points that you can adjust to fit exactly what you need. So if you're looking for a high-grade mil-sim gun, this is probably something you should definitely be putting your eyes on. It's just loaded with those features. It feels really, really nice out there. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, send them to videos@hustlepaintball.com. And remember, you can get this TM-15 and any of the many tactical accessories I may have to put on this and take out to the field one of these days at hustlepaintball.com. Thanks for watching, guys.